Moran. Telling you about my service working at a high school with some band students. It is not easy to round up high school students. Let me start off saying that. Also, I could be your future child's educator. So I think this is important for us all to learn here. So I did my service, completed my 4 hours at Moran High School, where there was very typical student behavior, very loud, running around, not sitting still, typical high school students. It's a very large high school, so there are very many students. It's just not some small group as this that it would be a lot easier to manage. My first task was I met up with the student teacher that was already working there from UCA. She has been sitting with the 9th grade B band, which is the not so good group, with their wind ensemble. I sat in with the 9th grade trumpet section, that's what I am majoring in, and gave them some really good advice on how to play the trumpet. Oh, skipped all that. So I am currently studying in this field here at UALR music program, and today I will tell you about my day at Moran High School. This is so hard to read, excuse me. Alright, so Moran High School's organization says they are there to support, collaborate, and create potential in their students. So, I gave them tips on how to play the trumpet and how to make their music better. In doing this, I gave the band director more time to finish what he was doing that day, and at the end of that, they could all play their instruments a lot better. My second task had to organize several groups of students together. This was the biggest task that I had to do. I had to organize several groups of students into putting together classroom settings for a wind ensemble for the ASBOA all-region that goes on here in Pulaski County. So I was given a hand-drawn piece of paper by their band director of how many chairs, where they need to be, how many stands, how to set up the percussion for each individual room. Each room had a new group of students. Creates more problems. No student is the same. Each individual groups are all going to have their cliques. So you have to work around things like that. I had to organize the students into a task force to accomplish the goal as quickly as possible. We had a very short amount of time before all of the schools and teachers would show up. Some concepts and principles that I felt were needed or were done during the time. Self-esteem. This was great for me and the students because me helping those younger 9th grade students, they see an older person, they got the beard going on, coming in with a trunk, he's got the UALR logo going on. I look important. And just having a new person in the room to uplift and bring them somewhere. And then on top of that, I'm telling them new things that they've never heard before, little slides. So it improves their self-esteem as well as mine, where I had never, before this point, I had never been in front of a group of students trying to put them together. So the more times that I do this, the higher my self-esteem is. I also think creativity had something to play in this. I had to think of new ways to get the students on task, keep them on task. There were several students that they didn't want to do things, and I can empathize with that a little bit because I didn't either. So, and then the principal, according to Lane Abigail and Gooch, and then the principal according to our service guide 2017, communication is both verbal and nonverbal. All behavior has symbolic potential that includes words as we speak, as well as our vocal tone, pitch, and rate, as well as non-vocal pauses and silence, the nonverbal communication. So I had to do this because a lot of times with students, it's not what you say, it's how you act. And they know if you're blowing smoke in their face, if you're just getting onto them to get onto them while other kids are doing something. So you have to communicate with them to keep them doing what they're doing. I think that improvement, empathy, Empathy is according to the Abigail Lane and Gooch 2014, attempting to understand the thoughts and feelings of others, also vicariously experience the emotions of others. So these students, they're out of school for the time being. These are these good students that he chose to help do this. So they're out of school for the day. They're helping set up these things. Later that day, they get to play music. It was like on a Friday. These students don't want to do anything, and I can empathize with that. I was out of school for the day. The band teacher just said, hey, get the students to do it. So I didn't want to do anything either. But I think with empathy, that I could learn how to engage students better, that I could learn their culture and culturally accommodate myself to help them. I think integrity is a great thing for it. I could have just taken that piece of paper, handed it to the students, and told them, just get it done. It's not my problem. But I chose to do the work myself with the students to be a good leader. Thank you. I just told you of my service time at Maumelle High School, where I worked with band students, helping them improve their wind ensemble and create a good atmosphere for the ASBOA all region